your comedy is very personal. You talk about race, you talk about sexuality, you've talked about abuse. You somehow find a way to find the funny. I just watched again your Asian chicken salad routine. I mean,
Oh,
can you just talk about the balance though between some of these more serious topics and humor, and how you know it's like something you can share? I mean, where do you find that balance?
I think there's always something you can share because human experience is really varied. Everybody's been through something and or something similar. And also humor is the reassurance that you're going to live another minute because laughter is a sharp intake of breath that guarantees the next breath. So it really is hope to live and see another day. That's really all that laughter does is that it encourages you to live more and live longer. And so I think that all experiences have some element where it can be viewed in a comedic way. There is something there, and that's for us to explore. I think comedians, what we do is not always funny, but what we do is we provide the unexpected thought. So that's what we're challenged with when something's really tragic and terrible. There is the unexpected thought. And that's what we're always trying to manifest.
Mm. You've also, I love, you had a quote saying that comedy is for the outsider. Can you talk a bit about that more too? What you meant?
Comedy is an comedy is an outsider art form because it's the outsider telling the insider what it feels like to be on the outside, and then it really makes the insiders think more compassionately. And so it's the outsider that is like really like the person that's allowed to have the unexpected thought because we're unexpected people. And so I think that's why comedy is so dangerous. It's always considered dangerous, no matter what era you're in, whether it was Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, um, you know,
Or
these
Saul.
kinds, Mort Saul, these kinds of obscenity laws now becomes cancel culture.
I want to
You know,
ask
when
you
you
that cancel culture.
cancel
Um,
culture is good. Cancel culture is noble in that what we're just trying to do is we're trying to make words matter and make language fair. So when we say things that are unfair to different groups of people, it's pointed out. But what it does is it challenges comedians to think more clearly about intention and about words' worth. So there's a lot of words that have worth that can talk about racism, that can talk about sexism, homophobia, hatred in a way that has value. And so it makes us look more carefully at a word's worth. And I think that is really powerful. So, but comedy is always going to be dangerous because it is the unexpected thought.
hmm. It's interesting. It reminds me of some of the older comedians I've spoken to talk about how you couldn't work blue. In the '60s, you couldn't go on TV, and it forced them to be more creative with words, sort of just like what you're saying. I'm just wondering, have you ever felt restricted yourself in your comedy? That there was something it wouldn't work because it wouldn't be funny because of the reaction.
I don't know. I think that I've definitely felt that things weren't funny, but just because they just weren't funny. It was only funny to me or just dumb. But it's also that like I don't think so because I'm so different because I am a woman of color. I'm Asian American queer woman who is very progressive, who is very radicalized in a lot of ways when it comes to mainstream entertainment. So there's no sense of safety. Anyway, cancel culture exists to protect people like myself. And so there's a lot of ways that I really appreciate the notion of looking to protect the other in the way that we speak. And I
Mm.
think that's good, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I've ever felt restricted because I'm the person those restrictions are here to help.